All right. Time to seek a way out of, I guess, the room where they made the bracelets, huh? Let's look around.
Apparently.
All right. Got a couple of screens to work with here. Let's start on this one, I suppose.
There are piles of crap everywhere. Man, this place is a mess. It's so messy. I don't know where to start. Some of this crap looks familiar. I think a lot of these are parts of the puzzles we solved in the other rooms.
If that's true, then this room could be Zero's laboratory. Perhaps Zero would shut himself in this room to devise the machines and puzzles he'd need to see his plan come to fruition. Oh, don't mind me.
It's just a pile of junk. There's nothing useful here.
Alright.
That looks like a pretty similar map to that one we saw in that other room.
Yep, and it shows the whole puzzle but going backwards now. Oh, but they started from over here. Oh, I see how they did it. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's the solution to...
Hey, Junpei, isn't this a nautical table? Yeah, I feel like I've seen this before.
Oh, new material's been added to the file screen, huh?
A drafting table. Looks like it's been used quite a bit.
Let's, check out our new material, huh?
A nautical table.
A nautical table from the study, found in the drafting table. Fated line on the right edge must be connected to the line on the left edge. There we go.
How does that compare to the other nautical table?
Oh, let's take a look. Yep.
Can we turn it off so I can see? It's different.
No, it's the same. It just continues on once more this direction.
Okay.
Which means it originally came from, I guess, California? Yeah, strange.
It's a chair.
How come there's always a piece of dialogue for them to say, it's a chair?
It's still a chair. That chair looks nice. Mind if I take a load off? I think you'd be doing the opposite.
Say the line.
What?
A chair.
A chair.
There.
A chair. Look, Junpei, the rust on here looks like Elvis's face. Yeah, how exciting. In the back of that huge machine, Clover says she can see Elvis's face in it. Okay, seriously, where the hell is it? I can't see it. Really? See, there's the nose right there, and that's the hair. Yeah, sure. There's nothing there.
All right. Hey. Me clicking around has given us more dialogue, all right?
That's true.
That's vital.
I can see some sort of big machine on the other side of all this crap. A pipe. Great. Gosh, this desk is really big and it feels really sturdy. Yeah, it does seem pretty heavy duty.
I suppose it belongs to whoever uses this room, wouldn't you say?
There's a big desk in the back of the room. And there are some old computer monitors on this desk. You don't see CRT monitors that much anymore.
No, you don't.
There are a couple of monitors on the desk. I can see their screens from here.
Can you?
I can't.
Okay. Oh, right. That just leads to that. Okay. I think that's every... let's see if I can click the fans.
I think these fans are for ventilation. They're probably there to circulate air. Ventilation fans. If only we needed to ventilate something, they'd be useful.
Oh, Junpei, I do believe that I could vent if you wished. Oh, the kid... That's going to be very funny about 10 years from now, let me tell you. Okay, so we just moved a little bit closer. Oh, so that gets us to that screen, okay.
That's a pipe. There's a cabinet underneath it.
There is?
There is a small cabinet under the pipe.
Okay.
There's a piece of paper in here.
What have you found in there, Junpei?
Looks like someone was working on a solution. It's got some handwriting on it, too. There's nothing in the other drawers. There's a whole buttload of drawers in this cabinet.
Okay, but nothing in the other ones.
And what do we got?
Let's take a look. This document says 9-panel cross puzzle first draft on it. It's found in the filing cabinet of the small cluttered room. Since this says first draft, then presumably it was improved on during a second draft and third and so on.
Is that the computer screen puzzle that we did?
9-panel cross puzzle first draft. Find that some of the numbers aligned horizontally and vertically. Do not calculate the areas that are colored in. I think this probably turned into actually the pin puzzle.
Oh, I don't remember the pin puzzle at all.
Where we had to do the magic square. Or no, this looks different. 1, 2, 3. Was it? Do not calculate the areas that are colored in. What? Yeah, I'm not sure which one this turned out to be. Do not calculate the areas that are colored in. Why not? Well, how can you stop us from doing that?
Because those are the rules of the puzzle.
I see. Okay, got a computer here.
This screen is huge. Wonder why it's blue. Maybe if I touch it. Oh, there's that puzzle. There's something on the screen now. What's this? There are 15 cells here with numbers and letters in them. Let me see that. Ah, I see. So whenever you touch a cell, the ones next to it turn on or off. You just gotta use that to make the ALL cells on the right and the bottom green. Hey, Junpei, I found this piece of paper under that thing. You want to take a look at it? Do you think this might have something to do with the puzzle?
It's a piece of paper Clover gave me. There are a bunch of numbers and letters connected by equal signs on it. Just like she said, this is probably related to the puzzle on the screen somehow.
Thanks, Clover. This really helps. Alright, let's go back and try again. Anyway, it looks like I just need to make all of the cells all green. What's the hint say? Oh, that's the piece of paper.
Oh, it's just a cheat sheet for the base system.
Yeah, in case we hadn't picked it up.
I see, okay. So A is going to be, what, 10? So,
Yep.
And D is 13, so that one has to be off. Cool.
Okay. This is slightly devilish. Like, I feel like I know the kind of configuration we want them in, but I don't know how to click around to make the correct ones flip. Oh, there we go.
Turns out, click around and find out.
You did it, Junpei. You're so smart.
You seem to have done an excellent job in solving the puzzle. Just what I would have expected of you, Junpei.
Hey, come on, you're embarrassing me. Whoa, don't get cocky, kid. We don't have got time for that. Look at this. Check out the right edge of the control panel. The lid slid open and something came out.
Cross emblem, huh?
A metal plate shaped like a shield.
I bet we need 4 of those for that computer over there.
There's a cross engraved on it. The control panel for this thing, nothing happens when I press the buttons.
Because when we came over here, there's the 4 indentations over here, right?
The keyboard, let's just tap a few keys, see if we can wake this thing up. Damn, no dice. It's so small. I wonder what it is. I got no idea. A mouse, nothing happens when I mess with it though. There are 3 monitors here. The power's on, but there's nothing on any of the screens.
So why don't we come back here when we have some more of the cross emblem? Some more of the emblem. Huh?
Yeah.
All right.
These fans must be for ventilation. I can see walls on the other side of them. There are metal bars in front of the fan openings. I don't think we can get out that way.
Oh, that brings us back there, okay.
Alrighty. It's a sliding panel, just like the last one. I wonder if there's a plate with an emblem engraved on it in here. There are some monitors hanging down from the ceiling here. This monitor is part of this machine. It's really dim, though. It's got a map of the world on it, but I can barely see it. Junpei, there's a wheel over here. Ah, that should work like the steering wheel. Sterling? No, I'm too poor for that. Stealing? That might solve my money problems, but I'd rather not. Oh, right. You were in the chart room, weren't you? There was a puzzle like this in the wheelhouse. I can figure out how this one works just by looking at that compass. I figure this thing will work just like that other one. The other one? The important part is this nautical table we just found. I just have to match up the directions on the compass with the lines on the nautical table. I used the steering wheel in the wheelhouse, but this time I think I'm going to use the wheel attached to the side here. Okay then, show me. Now! Of course. Maybe I ought to run through the instructions. This looks like it probably works the same way the steering wheel in the wheelhouse did. If I just touch the direction I want it to turn to, the compass will turn that direction. Then I just gotta press stop when the compass is pointing where I want it to. I'm betting something will happen if I can do it right. Alright, let's do this.
So, south,
West,
southeast, northeast, east, northeast.
Should we write that down?
Yeah. All right. So, what was it? It was south,
South?
east,
West?
south, west. Yep.
Southeast?
Yep.
Northeast?
Yep.
East? North?
East. Cool. So south. And then we want to go
West.
west. And then we want to go southeast. And then we want to go northeast.
Yep.
Then we want to go east.
Yep.
It's weird because you have to click the opposite side of the way the thing is on the... It's weird. And then north.
Yep.
And then east.
Alrighty. Yay! You did it, Junpei. Good boy. Who's a good boy? Knock it off. Hey, we don't have time for screwing around right now. Check out the right side of the monitor. It just kind of slid open and something came out. Oh, yeah. I heard a noise too. You know that big box in the hall by the exit? I think it made a noise. Like something unlocking, you know? A noise, huh?
Big box in the hall by the exit. Okay. Helm emblem.
A metal plate shaped like a shield. There's a symbol that looks like a steering wheel engraved on it.
Okay.
I don't think it's any of the things
Right,
over
because this is
here.
the entrance.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's just keep moving forward then.
Let's see what happens when I... Whoa. Well, now we've got something on the screen at least. Huh? What is this? Oh, wait a minute. I saw something like this when I figured out that Morse code puzzle back in the communications office.
Oh, Morse code.
Yeah. The dots on here look like dits for Morse code. There's 2 dots on the first line, 4 on the second, and 1 on the last.
Oh, I'm afraid I don't understand. Aren't you could give it a shot anyway?
All right, I'll try. Before I do that, though, maybe I ought to run through the instructions. If I just tap the button, it'll enter a dit. If I hold the button down, it'll enter a da. Once we enter our answer, it'll automatically determine if it was the correct answer or not. All right, let's do this. Interesting.
Interesting. So we don't know what their dits and das are supposed to be, just that they're in that pattern, huh?
I guess so. Let's back out. All right, let's give it another shot.
I
Can we
thought
click the screen rather than in here? Because we click the keyboard, right?
Yep. Does the same thing.
Interesting. So I bet we have to find something else in this room that gives us info.
Yeah, that's probably it. All right, so let's keep looking around.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, actually, before we move over there, let me just click on some other stuff. Okay, that brings us back here. Brings us over here.
The metal shutter looks pretty sturdy. It's framed with black and yellow warning stripes. All right, let's open it. Oh, holy shit. That is pretty damn creepy. There's a coffin in there. A coffin. A coffin. Oh, man, does Seven think... Yeah, he's all pale. He's thinking the same thing I am. No way. Could this be?
I'm sorry, but what exactly is going on?
It's a coffin. I wonder if there's a vampire in it.
Right, I guess Clover and Snake don't know the story.
Man, I can't bring myself to tell him.
Sorry. Well, at any rate, let's have a look around.
There is a metal plaque on the coffin. Snake's touching it.
All ice. Oh, the two machines.
Holy shit. Man, this is serious.
Ah, well, let's open it, shall we? Clover, if you could give me a hand.
Okay, I got it.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Ah,
Oh! No luck, it doesn't seem to be ready to open.
yeah, but it's not like it's screwed shut or something.
Believe it's locked in some other way.
Hey, Seven, you think you could open it up with your superhuman strength? No, what's wrong? I think I'll just pass on this one, okay? What the heck?
Very well, we'll just have to give up on the coffin for now. Let's look around the room a little more, shall we?
Alice sleeps in a small chamber past the Forest of Knowledge beneath the navel of the Gigantic. Is that actually true? The coffin, it doesn't have a lock that I can see. There's a metal plaque on it that says all ice.
Alright, so we know what's in there now. So let's keep moving. This will bring us back there, right?
Yeah. The pipe. A pipe.
A pipe?
There are 3 pipes here.
Okay.
There's something written on these pieces of paper. Looks like we got 3 sheets of this stuff.
Oh, okay. Cool.
There's nothing left in the cabinet.
Let's see what we just got.
Morse code charts.
The Morse code chart was found on the steel shelf of the small cluttered room. It has a Morse code key for the letters A to I. The short mark is for dit, made by tapping the button. The long mark is called da, and made by holding down the button. Do we have to type in all ice or something?
Maybe. Let's see. What's this say?
Oh, it's just going to show us how
Okay.
So the first one we need to do is going to have 2 dits. Or have 2
Dit-da.
characters, then 4, then 1, right? Because the thing the thing that showed us the number of blanks is 2, 4, and 1.
So it's going to be ice. It's going to be dit dit.
Da
dit dit.
dit dit.
Let's try that.
Let's try that.
Let's look at the other charts though too. Just in
Yeah. Oh
case.
yeah. I should do that. This Morse code chart was found on the steel shelf in the small cluttered room. It has a Morse code key for the letters J to R. Not seen to be a pattern that determines which collections of dots and dashes are assigned to each letter. There we go. 2 more things that start with 2, though. M and N. Interesting. And 3 for S to Z. T also starts with 1. Cool.
Seems like dit is gonna be it.
Oh. So we're doing ice. Dit.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's try it.
Ooh.
That's it.
Figured out what you're supposed to enter here, Junpei.
It looks like the word that's supposed to go here has 3 letters. It's got 3 lines, and I think each line is 1 letter.
I see. Well, if that is the case, perhaps the letters you need are made up of 2, 4, and 1 symbol, respectively. Isn't that what you just said? One line is 2 spaces, the next 4, and the last only a single space.
I see. So in other words, I've got to enter either the dots or the dashes. In a set of 2, then a set of 4, and then just 1.
Yes, well, so it would seem.
Maybe I ought to run through the instructions. Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
All right. Dit. Da, dit. Da, dit. Dit.
I see. Seem to have solved the puzzle, Junpei. Excellent work. Answer was ice.
How did you know?
All I had to do was listen to the sounds the machine made. After that, it was trivial matter to decode them. Ah, yes. I believe I heard a noise from somewhere on the right of the device after you solved the puzzle. It sounded rather like something sliding open. Do you see anything that could have made that noise?
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, one more thing. But a sound from behind the shutter as well. Perhaps the coffin is unlocked now.
What?
The code emblem.
A metal plate shaped like a shield. It has some sort of weird pattern engraved on it. I don't know how to describe it. Considering where I found it, it's probably a code.
Alright.
Oh, we haven't looked over here yet.
Yeah, want to look over here before we touch
Sure.
the coffin?
Yeah.
Oh, that
Oh,
just
that's
makes
the
over
coffin.
here. Okay. Let me see if there's anything else over here first. Just junk?
There are piles of crap everywhere. This is a pretty impressive mess. If we try and search every one of these, we're going to be at it till the cows come home.
That doesn't seem too bad. We won't have to go bring them out ourselves then.
Don't you get smart with me, kid. How about we deal with this area later, okay, guys? Maybe we should try something more promising. All right, fine. I'll open it. Okay, Junpei, you can do this. It's just a box. It's just a box. Oh, holy shit. This is a coffin. There's going to be something horrible in there. I just know it. Okay, deep breaths. Here we go. Ugh. Oh man, there's nobody in there. Shit, can't believe I was scared of something like that. What do you mean, nobody? Were you expecting someone to be in there? It's a long story. Ask Junpei about it sometime. Well, just like Seven said, there's nobody in there. There is something in there, though. Well, 2 somethings, actually. What is that? There are 2 things on the bottom of the coffin. Looks like we got a plate with an emblem on it, and, the Neptune key! Yes, we finally found it. Now we can get through the hallway.
That's correct, Clover, but we do need to get out of this room first, you know.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Let's get the hell out of here as quickly as possible. I don't have any objections to that. I don't think we'll use the Neptune key in this room. It's really important, though, so I'll keep it in my pocket for now. As far as this other thing goes...
Coffin emblem.
A metal plate shaped like a shield. It has a sort of crosshatch pattern on it, like a waffle. The waffle pattern looks just like the lid of the coffin. Well, we know where those go now.
Yep. Politely closing the shutter every time we leave.
All right, I put the emblems into the 4 indentations on the desk, but... Huh? Nothing's happening. Wait, what's Snake doing?
I feel symbols engraved just above each indentation. The upper left is the steering wheel symbol, on the upper right the cross symbol. The bottom left, the mysterious circle symbol, and on lastly, the waffle pattern is engraved near the bottom of the right indentation. Additionally, each symbol seems to have been given a number. 1 steering wheel, 2 cross, 3 mysterious circle, 4 waffle pattern. So we need to insert the albums in this order.
That order, huh? Let's just drop the emblem of the steering wheel in here. Whoa. Well, now we got something on the monitors, at least. Oh, what's that? Looks like some kind of puzzle. I wonder if these are the rules. Here, I'll read them to you. When you touch a numbered area, that area will be selected, and it will turn blue to indicate this. Touching a numbered ball after selecting an area will cause that ball to be moved to that area.
Okay.
However, you cannot move the red balls. You can only move 3 to 5 balls into a single area. Press the check button once you have moved all the balls, except for the red ones, which you cannot move. The digital root of the balls in an area must match the number for that area. That's it. I still don't really get it. Whatever, like they say, practice makes perfect. Let's give it a shot.
Don't you mean practice makes perfect?
Hey, let's see you solve the next one, then you can make fun of me. Only 3 to 5. That doesn't seem too bad. 1, 2, 3 makes 6. Oh, but then we need somebody for 3. Let's just give it a shot.
Well, this should be doable.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
What makes 3? 15?
Oh, this is easy. Let's put 3. Oh,
1, 2, 3 in the first, 4, 5, 6 in the second. Does that work? No, that doesn't. That also gives us 16. Sorry, 6 in the second. Piss.
okay. So we just need to make. Oh, so it's like just putting us through the. It's just us going through the doors again. Oh, okay. I'm making this way harder than it needs to be. Okay. So let's go over here to 3. The easiest way to do that is to put 3 in and then put 2 numbers that make 9. Let's go to 6. The easiest way to do that is to put 6 and then 2 numbers that make 9.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
There are numbers left. Well, they both add up to 9. Cannot use this number.
So we need... Oh, but 4 and 5 can go in either. That's fine. Okay, this is it, right?
You cannot use 9.
But nothing's happening.
There's still 3 more indentations left empty. I imagine something will happen when they're all filled. Doesn't seem likely. Oh. Oh,
items
God.
are in the top left, right?
What was next? The code or the cross?
I think it said cross.
Okay.
Okay, let's put in the emblem of the cross. Hey, Junpei, something just showed up on the screen. This puzzle sure looks a lot like the last one. Yeah, but there's more of those red balls you can't move. The numbers for each area are different, too. It looks like it's got the same rules as the last one, though. You sure you don't want to double check that? No, I'll be fine. If I get confused, I can just look at the screen over there, right? Anyway, like they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Let's give it a shot.
Isn't that a picture's worth 1,000 words?
Hey, shut it. At least I'm trying, all right?
Yes, you might be trying. So we can't use 1 and we can't use 9. Okay, so our cheat strat won't work on this one.
But that's fine. We can just do 2 and some things that add up to 8. It's like 2, 3, 5, right?
Let's see here. Let me just think for a moment. Okay, so the odd ones out of this one. 2 and... Okay, so 8 is not going to have a partner in this. We're going to want to find a way to divvy 8. And we're going to want to find a way... Oh, here we go. So we put 8 and 2 over here, and then we put 7 over here. Okay. There we go.
And then they can
And
each have
then
a
we
9.
can just put groups of 9.
Okay.
There you go.
That's awesome, Junpei. There's only 2 left now. You can do it.
Math! What's going next? The code one?
I do not remember, but that seems likely. Okay, let's put in the emblem of the secret code. Damn, this puzzle looks a lot like the last one. Looks like the rules are the same, though. Don't you think you should double check it? Come on, this is the third time I've done this. It'll be fine. So this,
If you can't think of anything clever, please don't strain yourself. You might hurt something.
Shut up.
No.
Just give me a break, all right? I'll think of something.
I'm sure you will. Okay, so they both had to be 7. We can't use 1 and we can't use 3.
Or 9.
Okay, or 9. Yeah, we could never use 9, apparently. So what are the odd ones out in this one? 8 and 6, right?
Yep.
7 and 2 and 4 and 5 make those bad. Okay, so 8 and 6. How can we get these to be 7?
8, 6, and 2 make 7, right?
8, 6, and 2 make 7?
Yeah, because they add up to 16.
And then 7, and then 4, 5. There we go. Excellent work, Junpei. Only got 1 left. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Let's see what happens when I put the emblem of the coffin into this indentation. This is the 4th one. This puzzle looks a lot like that last couple. I think this is probably the last one.
Once we solve this puzzle, I'm sure something will happen.
All right. I'll solve it in no time.
Okay, so we got 1, 3, 6, and 9. Okay. So these add up to 9. This add up to 9. 8 is the odd one out here. So 8 is going to go over there.
How is this possible? This can't be possible. We need at least 3 through each. And there's only 5.
This combination will not open the door. Cannot use this number. Cannot use this number. Cannot use this number. Cannot use this number.
Oh. It's fine because we put them all in one together. Huh? Where did that noise come from? Underneath the keyboard? Way to go, Junpei. You answered all the questions. Damn, Junpei. Good job. Hey, did you hear something just now?
Yes, I heard that as well. For the bottom left corner of the desk, I believe.
Let's look at that bottom left corner of the desk. Picture?
In the drawer was a single picture. He picked it up. It was a photograph of 4 men.
What the?
Yep, there's the 9th man.
Yep.
Involuntarily, Junpei's eyebrows shot up. And this one's the snake doppelganger, the snakelganger, if you will, and
Yeah.
that's Captain. He'd seen 3 of them before.
What the hell is this? This man with a mustache on the right. He's the same guy we found murdered in the captain's quarters. He had the 0 bracelet on his left arm. And this second man with the glasses and a doctor's coat. He's the 9th man, the one with bracelet number 9. He died after we went into door 5. But this guy, the one in the striped suit.
Oh, hey,
man,
pal.
that's Ace. Yeah, I guess it is. No doubt about it.
7 and Clover had come to peer over Junpei's shoulders.
But what does it mean? What is Ace doing in this picture? Not only Ace, the 9th man, and Cap, too.
Because in this one, he didn't wind up opening the safe to get the message telling him exactly why these 4 people are important.
Right.
As Junpei looked closer, he noticed the expression on each man's face. Their smiles suggested that they were close, at least to some degree.
And they look happy, like they knew each other well. Why? How? How in the world are these 4 men connected?
Snake's voice broke into Junpei's thoughts. You say Ace is in that picture.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it was taken recently, though. Ace, the 9th man, and Cap all look about 10 years younger.
Oh, so the 9th man and the man you found murdered in the captain's quarters are also in the picture.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else there, or are there only 3 people in the picture? I'm afraid I can't see it.
No, there's one more guy. He's got kind of long hair. He looks smart, but a little cold. He's the only one I don't recognize.
Snake knit his eyebrows. What's the date of the photograph?
It doesn't have one.
Did you look on the back?
The back?
Yes, the reverse, the other side. Junpei flipped the picture over.
Ah,
There it was. To be precise, it wasn't a date, but it was certainly significant. He read it aloud so that Snake would not be left in the dark.
praying for the success of the Nonary project with Nijisaki, Kubota, and Musashido.
Nonary Project. Nijisaki. Kobuta. Musashido. Junpei immediately flipped the picture back over.
Then the four men in this picture were the organizers of the Nonary game 9 years ago.
Since Hongo wasn't mentioned, Junpei figured that could only mean he'd written the words on the back himself.
That means Ace, the 9th man, and Cap were all responsible for making it happen. But I feel like I should be more shocked about this. It's almost as if that's just how things were always supposed to be.
That their true identities did not come as a surprise was what Junpei found most surprising.
Why? Why am I not surprised? Ace was the one in charge of the Nonary project, but then why? Why am I so calm? It's like I already knew.
Oh, of course. I understand now. Junpei looked over at Snake. In his own confusion, he had missed the dark look on the other man's face. Ace was the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. He was the one who invented the game 9 years ago. He was Gentaro Hongo.
Ace is Hongo.
Even as he asked, Junpei felt as though he'd already known. Almost as if someone had whispered into his head that, yes, of course Ace was Hongo. I had my suspicions from the beginning. Their voices were similar, too similar to be a coincidence. Could never forget his voice. It was the voice of the devil. Couldn't be sure, though. After all, I had no way to check. I certainly couldn't ask him. Even if I had known, however, I would never have told you. Zero made it quite clear that what would have happened if I had did.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea.
Huh?
I didn't know that Ace was Hongo.
Oh yes, I suppose you wouldn't have. 9 years ago, you were in Building Q in Nevada. But Hongo was in the Gigantic with us.
I know, that's why I didn't know what Hongo looked like. But why? Why didn't you tell me? I mean, I'm your sister, right? You could have told me.
I'm sorry, I apologize for keeping this from you. But if I told you, Clover, you would have told everyone else. And if you did, then I would have been forced to tell them about what happened 9 years ago. And I had to prevent that. Clover and Snake's conversation wasn't of particular interest to Junpei. He still couldn't make sense out of his strange feelings of knowledge. He was trying to organize his thoughts when he heard Seven's voice.
Hey, Junpei, you think I could borrow that picture for a sec?
Didn't they only have 45 minutes left when they originally went through the first 9 door?
We're going very fast. We're in bullet time. Sure.
He had no reason to say no, so Junpei handed the picture over. Seven stared at the picture and began to mutter the 4 names of the project's leaders over and over to himself.
Hongo, Kubota, Nijisaki, Musashido.
His brow was furrowed and his face was flushed.
Hongo, Kubota, Nijisaki, Musashido.
He chanted their names to himself, pacing back and forth across the floor.
Hongo, Kubota, Nijisaki, Musashido.
Seven shouldn't have known their names. After all, he hadn't been there when Junpei and Snake had spoken of them in the library. But as Junpei watched him pace, it was clear that he did know them.
Hey, Seven, do you, shut it, just be quiet.
His eyes were red, and Junpei could see sweat beginning to bead on his forehead.
This close to remembering. This close.
He was sweating heavily now, but his lips were dry.
Hongo, Kubota, Nijisaki, Musashido, Cradle Pharmaceuticals, Nonary Project.
Then he stopped. Seven set down the picture and he looked at the red light near his feet. His eyes narrowed. Then suddenly his eyes went wide and he shot up straight.
Shit. What? What's wrong? Holy shit, this is nuts. What's nuts? I remember. Remember what? Everything. Everything? Yeah, I remember all of it. My memory's back. I remember what happened before I got snatched.
Seven's voice was filled with excitement.
What
Shock and excitement had frozen Junpei in place, along with Snake and Clover.
Let me tell you what happened.
Seven hastily drew a shaking hand across his mouth and began to speak.
Like Snake said, Ace is Hongo. From the right, the other three are Musashido, Nijisaki, and Kubota. Musashido was the man with the cash, Nijisaki was Hongo's right-hand man, and Kubota developed the actual technical details of the experiments.
Realization began to dawn on Junpei, along with a pressing question.
How do you know all this? Come on, man, I told you, I finally got my memory back. No, that's not what I mean. I'm trying to ask you why you knew all this stuff in the first place before you forgot it.
Seven rubbed the scar on his chin.
You really want to know? Of course. Me too.
Snake was the only one who didn't voice any sort of agreement. Looked to Junpei as if he was simply waiting to see where Seven's sudden recovery might take him.
This is gonna take a while. Hell, it'll probably take me a good 3 days to tell you everything. Well, we don't have 3 days. Just give us the short version, alright? Short version, huh?
The big man pulled off his hat and scratched his head. He made a face and put his hat back on.
Alright, fine, I'll give it a shot. No promises, though.
Junpei and Clover nodded earnestly.
I'm a detective. It's a little awkward to say this about myself, but you could probably consider me a lone wolf type. I hold to my own code, as I think doing what's right is more important than doing what you're told. That was why I followed my gut that night. A slim lead brought me to the wharf. It was 9 years ago. The wharf had been cold as fuck, and I could barely see squat. I was investigating a mess of kidnappings, all of them children. They had all had one thing in common. A history of visits to one particular hospital. A hospital under the management of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. And my investigation had turned up evidence that Cradle had been involved in the kidnappings. After a little sweet talking, I finally managed to get a real lead from someone inside Cradle. My source told me this.
Yeah, tonight a ship is set to take the children to a large passenger liner docked offshore.
So I headed to the wharf. From the shadows, I searched the harbor until I found the ship he was talking about.
Probably just past the Okiura Fishery Warehouse, huh?
There was a bunch of movement near it. Men in black suits, many of them were carrying large bags. The bags, there was something about the way they moved as they were carried. No doubt about it, there were human beings in those bags. I moved before I realized it. I came out of hiding with my gun already in my hand.
Don't move.
I felt metal touch the back of my head.
Drop the gun, buddy. I could kill you right now. It'd be easy to get away with it, too. Just tie an anchor to your feet. No one will find you for a week. Is that what you want? Fish around here would love a meal.
He kept digging the cold metal thing into my skull. There was nothing I could do. I did what he said and laid my gun on the ground. Then suddenly, there was a sharp pain in my neck, a needle. A drug? That was my last thought. My face hit cold concrete. I was out like a light after that. I woke up on a hard floor. Damn it. Shit, my head hurts. I did a quick once-over of the room. Where am I? A small, shabby bed, a dirty sink, a toilet with no privacy. I'd seen it countless times as a cop. I'm in a cell, huh? Facing the toilet was a door set into the wall. I was still pretty woozy, but I made my way over to it. I pushed and pulled on it, but it won't open. Not like I expected much else. Who'd be dumb enough to put me in a cell and leave it unlocked? Threw myself against the door a few times, but it wouldn't budge. I knew it. I gave up and made my way back to the bed and sat down. I sat there for a very, very long time. Who knows how long. Then I heard a faint voice.
Yeah, Over. It's 9.
The voice was far away. I couldn't understand what it was saying, but I could hear one. It was pretty high, probably a little kid.
Oh, my bad.
K-ing.
No, it was several. I hear 5 or 6, maybe more. Where are they coming from? I pressed my ear to the wall and tried to listen through it. No, that's not it.
What? Oh, ow.
Left, it's coming from under the bed. I hauled on the metal frame and flipped the thing over. And there it was. The bed had hidden an air vent under it. The hole in the wall was covered by a metal grate. I dropped flat on the floor and peered through the grate. I couldn't see shit. But I knew it in my gut. This was where those voices were coming from. Hold up, why are there kids here? But then what my inside man told me popped into my head.
Hey, buddy, tonight a ship is set to take children to a large passenger liner docked offshore.
Whoa, am I on that ship? It didn't matter. All I knew was I had to get to those kids. I checked out the metal grate. Could I fit? I stuck my fingers in and grabbed it. And then... Yeah, how'd you like that, you son of a bitch? I finally got the damn thing off. Sweat was dripping down my face, so I wiped it off and crawled inside. The first bit or so was tight. I had to wriggle on my belly. It widened up eventually, and there was space for me to crawl along on my hands and knees. I went from crawling like a worm in dirt to skittering like a bug. Couldn't say it was much better, but I'd take what I could get. And when I'd been in the thing long enough to start wondering where it'd take me, a massive sound nearly scared the piss out of me. It was like a heavy metal door had just been slammed shut. Then there was a voice.
Warning. Warning. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. Automatic incineration will take place in 18 minutes. Please evacuate the incinerator immediately. Repeat. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged.
What? I wasn't sure what it meant, but anything with incinerator is bad news. Then, almost as if that was a cue, I heard a mess of young-sounding voices.
No! Help!
A bunch of them were straight up screaming in terror, and all the sounds together made a howl that made the hair on my neck stand straight up. Damn it, what the hell is going on here? I scrambled through the duct as fast I could. I made a giant racket, but I didn't care at that point. I soon found a metal door on the left side of the duct. The kids were screaming on the other side. I'd found it. I yanked the handle and threw the door open. I almost ripped the metal off its hinges. What the hell is this place? I couldn't believe what I saw. The room had a dome up top, and there had to be about 9 walls, all the same size. Up in the ceiling was an upside-down funnel, almost like a chimney. I looked down.
So,
Some of those kids look kind of familiar. One of those looks like a June from behind.
yep.
One of them looks like a younger Snake. One of them looks like Lotus's kid.
Yep. Oh, and I wonder if then this is Snake's sister.
Santa's?
Santa's sister, sorry. I wonder if that's Santa's sister then.
I looked down. There they were, the kids I'd been searching for. They all gawked up at me, suddenly silent, for the moment, from surprise and fear. Scared of the room or me, I couldn't tell. Probably both, actually. Not that I can blame them running into a mug like this when they're already scared shitless.
This is why one kid died. It's too high up. They had to stand on someone's shoulders to get out.
Did this room lock? We were able to just walk out of it.
True, but they seem scared. Then again, they're kids. They might not be thinking properly.
I snorted at my own dig at myself, then turned to the kids.
Oh wait, we were hypothesizing Akane might be Santa's sister, so that's...
Yeah, I don't know. Don't worry, kids. I'm not your enemy. I'm one of the good guys. All of them stood there frozen.
Because that's definitely not Santa. Santa was in Nevada.
Well, except one. He was a boy, slightly older than the others, in a private school uniform.
Unless?
Nah, we'll see.
Yep. Who the hell are you?
He stepped forward and glared at me suspiciously. I'm a detective. I'm here to rescue you. It looked like they relaxed some the second I got the words out.
How are you gonna help us?
Where's the exit?
There isn't one. The doors we came in through won't open, and the door over there.
Okay, so this one does have them trapped. He kind of cut himself off. I think he was considering something before he changed his mind.
Anyway, there's no point. We can't all get out of here. If we don't get out of here, we're gonna be burned to death.
Burned to death?
Can't you hear it? The voice that said the incinerator's gonna start up soon. So...
The voice spoke again.
Incineration will begin in 15 minutes.
They only had 15 minutes. I looked back down at the kids. Looks like a good 20 or 30 feet to the floor. No way could I pull them up. Too big of a distance for any of us to reach. What the hell was I gonna do? But then I got an idea. Wait right there. I'm gonna be right back.
What? Where is he going? Are you just gonna leave us here?
They just got frightened again. I'm not the best at that kind of thing, but I tried to reassure them with a smile. Don't worry, alright, I'll be back, I promise, so just stay calm and wait right there, got it? I didn't wait to hear him respond, there wasn't time. I had to hurry. Well, as fast as a guy could on his hands and knees. It didn't take me long to get back to my cell. Still no way out of there, but I had a plan. I needed something from the room. When I got it, I dove back into the hole and took off toward the incinerator. Then... Sorry to keep you waiting, guys. I tipped out the doorway and dropped down the rope I brought with me. Back in the cell, I'd torn the bed sheets into strips and tied them together to make a rope. It was sloppy, but it got the job done. Alright, just tie that round yourself, okay? I'll pull you up one at a time.
Right.
Oh, wait a sec. Something was off. There were more of you before. Where'd the rest of you go? The boy in the uniform answered.
I let them go on ahead. We opened the number 9 door and they left.
What? You're telling me you opened that door?
That's what I said.
Then what the hell are you doing here?
We couldn't go with them.
Why not?
Look, the only people who could go through the numbered door.
He was in the middle of explaining when...
Incineration will begin in 5 minutes.
The walls shook a bit from the voice bouncing around.
Well, can that wait? All right, just get us out of here.
Right. I grabbed onto the rope. First one I pulled up was a girl with a ponytail. Next was a girl with a red necktie. Boy in a jacket came after, said he'd climb up on his own. The boy in the uniform was the last up. Like the other kid, he climbed up the rope himself. He'd looked pretty scrawny, but I guess he was stronger than he looked. He moved fast, but when he was almost to me, we heard some knocking. Everyone looked at the door. It had a thick square window set into it. On the other side, an angry face was staring in.
God damn it, what's going on here? Why's the room empty? Where the hell are those fucking kids?
The door opened and a man stepped in looking half mad with fury. I recognized his face. I saw him many times in photos during my investigation. The man's name was Gentaro Hongo, the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals. Hongo saw the boy hanging from the rope. It was like he was an animal. He lunged for the rope. Hurry.
I know.
The boy in the uniform booked it up the rope.
You son of a bitch. Get back here, you little shit.
15 feet, 10. The second I could reach the kid, I grabbed him. I hauled him up and tossed him into the duct behind me.
Ah, no!
Hongo had lost it. His face didn't even look human. It was like the bastard pulled off his fake face and he was really a terrifying devil or some kind of damn monster. I quickly reeled in the rope, leaving a furious Hongo yelling at me from the floor.
You fucking bastard! You won't get away with this! How dare you compromise this experiment?
Experiment? What experiment?
Incineration will begin in 1 minute. Hey, old man, what the hell are you doing? Hurry up!
The boy in the uniform was trying to get my attention.
Oh, wait. If they let those people through and they couldn't get through themselves, that means they couldn't total 9, which means the person that died is already dead at this point because they can't open the 9 door.
What?
So, there was a bunch of kids in there, right? Presumably all the kids. There was more of them beforehand. But they said that they let enough folks out to go through the 9 door. That means that the kids left don't have bracelets to equal 9. Which means that the person who died on the ship is probably already dead.
Possibly. We haven't been able to send necessarily 2 groups through the same 9 door, right? Didn't it say occupied?
True, that might be it as well.
So I'm not quite sure. The boy in the uniform was trying to get my attention. I may have thrown a salute in the raging asshole's face before I closed the door behind me. No point to going back to the cell, so we went down the other direction instead. After about 30 feet, we came across another duct on the left. This one was heading down. Everyone nodded and took turns sliding down it. The duct emptied us out into a narrow hallway. There was a door on either side. The one on the left was a normal double door. But the one on the right was familiar. It had black and yellow stripes and a device next to it on the wall. A plate on it read incinerator. Incinerator?
Yeah, that's where we were.
It was the girl with the red tie who answered me. We were inside an incinerator?
Yeah, Hongo might still be in there. Looks like he's been shut off, though.
Wait, what? If he's still in there?
Yeah, that's not good.
Ugh. That meant we'd better... We gotta get out of here. Go to the other door. Hurry. The kids started running and I was close on their heels. On the other side of the door was a large spiral staircase. Run! Didn't need to tell him twice. We went up and up and up. Our feet pounded the steps, our arms pumping fast. We went round and round and round like the devil was on our tail. Ugh, the stairway kept going. We passed a couple of landings when the boy in the uniform suddenly spoke.
Something's up. Akane is not catching up to us.
Akane?
My kid searched to the girl with the red necktie. So that is Santa.
Apparently.
I thought he was in the other building.
Guess not.
And weren't siblings usually separated?
Usually so.
Weird. Okay.
Akane. That's strange. I didn't remember seeing that name on the list of missing kids.
Interesting. Hey, Akane!
He cupped his hands around his mouth and yelled. Nobody answered him.
Maybe we outran her.
The boy in the uniform skidded to a stop. I stopped too, and so did the other 2 kids. When did we do that?
Well, we passed a couple of big rooms on the way here, right? Maybe she took a rest in one of them.
No, that's impossible.
Sorry, Grandpa, you keep going. I gotta look for her downstairs.
He turned to go. Hey, kid. Wait, God damn it, I said wait. I don't think the kid even heard me. Fuck. I spun around to the boy in the jacket and the girl with the ponytail. I'm going after him. You 2 keep going, all right? You got it? The girl nodded and ran up the stairs, but the boy...
I'm going with you.
I didn't have time to argue. I just nodded and took off down the stairs. I could hear him following me. We ran all the way to the bottom floor, calling for her. Akane was nowhere to be found.
God damn it, where the hell did she go?
I could tell the kid was frustrated, and then suddenly...
Help me, somebody help me!
We heard a girl's voice.
Akane!
The boy in the uniform threw open the door and leapt into the hallway by the incinerator. We rushed in after him. I couldn't for the life of me believe what we were seeing. That bastard Hongo had Akane by the arm and was forcing her into the incinerator.
Come on, goddammit, move!
No, I don't want to. Please let go of me.
You can see her number is
5?
5. Interesting.
She'd planted her feet squarely on the floor and was struggling to get away, but Hongo was bigger and stronger. She wasn't going to win.
Akane!
Her brother roared with anger and charged toward Hongo.
Help me.
Oh, they're just making it explicit now.
Yeah, seems like it.
Oh! We're not even doing the whole song and dance of, oh, that might not be the same Akane. Ha! You're too late, idiot.
Hongo lifted Akane bodily into the air and threw her, still fighting him, into the incinerator.
Ah!
Before we could even blink, Hongo leapt through the door after her. We saw him land inside, and then the door slammed shut. We ran to the door. We did everything we could think of to get the thing to open. But
Ah, fuck, it's no use. The goddamn thing won't move an inch.
he started slamming his fists against the door. He was close to shattering his knuckles with how hard he pounded on it.
Akane, are you okay?
Oh, he came back.
Her voice was muffled, but all of us could hear the sheer terror in it.
What should I do? I think I'm trapped in here.
Where's Hongo?
He went through the other door.
What? Warning. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. Automatic incineration will take place in 18 minutes. Please evacuate the incinerator immediately. Repeat. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged.
Are you fucking kidding me? It's the same damn thing.
Are you there?
Yeah, we're here. Just hang on, all right? We're gonna figure out a way to save you.
His words would have seemed like a sick joke to her if she'd been able to see how white and bloodless his face was right then.
Incineration will begin in 17 minutes.
Please help me. I'm really scared. I don't want to die. Please, I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
It's gonna be all right. I'll figure something out. I promise. Okay? You hear me? I promise.
It was torture listening to her sobbing on the other side of the door. Her brother was nearly crying himself. He could only stand there, fists clenched so tight his knuckles were white.
It was silent. All they could hear was the creaking of the boat as it shifted in the water. They waited and waited, but Seven didn't continue.
What happened then?
Junpei couldn't wait any longer. He had to know. Seven looked at the floor.
Come on, man. Put yourself in my shoes. It doesn't end good. You think I want to remember that? Then, yeah. Shit, if I'd known it was going to be like this, I almost wish I hadn't remembered.
Seven shook his head, but there was something Junpei had to know.
Hey, are you sure? Huh? Look, I don't want to ask this either, but there's something I don't get. So if you could just tell me, did that girl Akane really...
Seven stared straight ahead at nothing.
Yeah, I'm sure. There wasn't anything we could do. After a while, the countdown ended, and we heard something burning. The fire stopped, but we still didn't move. Me and the jacket kid were frozen. The boy in the uniform collapsed as if he couldn't hold himself up anymore. A few minutes passed. The door opened. The boy in the uniform tripped over his own feet running in. We followed, too numb to speak. The air in the incinerator was hot. Every breath made my lungs feel like they were on fire. It was like standing on hot asphalt. The air was wavering. And in the middle of the room, there it lay. The kid's legs were shaking so bad I don't know how he managed to walk. I couldn't see his face, but his body somehow looked empty. Finally, he reached it. He fell to his knees as his legs gave out on him, and then...
Ah!
Junpei felt a cold lump from the pit of his stomach. A feeling of sickening anticipation washed over him. He could feel his body shivering. He desperately did not want to know the answer that he feared he knew already, but he had to ask. He had to know for sure.
Can I ask you one more thing? What's that? The girl, Akane, what was her last name? What does it matter to you? Just tell me, okay? Please.
Seven looked at Junpei curiously and ran his tongue quickly over his dry lips.
Kurashiki. Her name was Akane Kurashiki.
Yeah!
Something inside of Junpei stopped. He had no more words left. He had no more Junpei left. He was just a shell of flesh and bone. Seven turned to Snake.
You were there that day, weren't you? The tall kid in the jacket. That was you, wasn't it?
Oh, yes it was. You are correct, Detective.
Junpei's mind was blank, withdrawn from the world. Somewhere far away he could hear Seven and Snake talking.
You misunderstand me. I told you before how Zero threatened me. There's nothing I could do. I couldn't say anything about what happened 9 years ago.
So you're saying you're not working for Zero, right?
Of course not.
Clover, what about you? Hey, come on, you really think I'm working with Zero? I told you before, you idiot. I was in Nevada, in Building Q. I did hear that a detective rescued the kids on the boat, but I didn't know it was you.
Surprise seemed to be genuine. Seven regarded Clover for a moment and rubbed his chin thoughtfully.
Well, I guess I believe you.
Clover nodded.
Alright, let me ask you another question.
He stuck his hands into his pockets and took a few steps. Then he stopped and turned to face them again.
Santa's real name is Aoi Kurashiki. He's Akane's brother. You know that? No, I didn't. Did you?
Well, yes, I know Aoi Kurashiki was her brother. But I didn't know he was Santa, at least not from the beginning. 9 years ago, he's in the middle of puberty. His voice is entirely different now. Almost played by an entirely different voice actor. Shame to say that my exceptional hearing wasn't able to make that connection. Such I had no reason to think Santa was Aoi.
When did you figure it out?
Clover told me Santa might have been one of the subjects of the initial experiment. It was only a short while ago when we were leaving the library. When she told me that, I had a feeling.
Santa is Aoi, Akane Kurashiki, Jun's brother?
That spark caught flame in Junpei's leaden mind and the fog began to clear. Like an engine beginning to turn, images and thoughts began to coalesce in his mind, coming faster and faster, forming bigger images, bigger thoughts. Junpei blinked. He was back.
There is still a lot we don't know. I mean, like, a lot. But there is one thing I think we can say we know. What's that? The body we found in the shower room, it had to be Nijisaki, dressed up to look like Snake. What? Come on, man, what kind of a detective are you? You didn't figure that out already? Hey, go easy on me, man. I just got my memory back, alright? Cut me some slack. Well, if he is, the 3 murders make sense then, don't they? Yeah, that's right, murder. Kubota blew himself up, but that was murder too. So why did these murders take place?
Junpei's correct, and the body in the shower room was Nijisaki's, and all the people who were murdered were involved with the creation of the Notary project. Kubota, the person who conducted the actual experiments, Nijisaki, Hongo's assistant, and Musashido, the man who financed the project.
You mean this was all just revenge? Santa is Zero. He's getting revenge for the death of his sister?
Well, about that.
That's why he killed them. No, I don't think Santa actually murdered anyone.
In fact, Junpei didn't think he knew. He couldn't explain why or how, but he had no doubt that Santa had killed no one. Perhaps the madness of the last several hours was finally driving him insane, but Junpei had ceased to be surprised at his sudden knowledge and had even begun to accept it.
If I'm right, then it's not hard to figure out who the next victim's gonna be, is it? I'm pretty sure I don't have to tell you.
Yes.
Yep. Right.
Snake, Clover, and Seven all nodded.
Next target will be Gentaro Hongo.
The person who planned the Nonary project. In other words, Ace.
There was a moment of silence,
What?
and then the room shook. From far away, they heard the sudden rush of water.
Whoa, what the hell's going on here?
Must be 6 a.m. Our time is up.
Shit. Come on, we need to get out of here. How?
In the drawer that had held the picture was a key card. Junpei grabbed it. It says 0 on it.
I'm betting this sucker opens the exit. Come on, let's go.
New material has been added to the file screen, and a key card 0, huh?
A key card with a 0 in the middle of it? 0. 0. God damn it, Zero's just screwing with us, isn't he?
Do you want to see the new file material?
Sure.
Oh, a picture taken 9 years ago. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. That's what we expected it to be. Okay.
All right, let's just swipe this card. Junpei, look, it's unlocked. Yeah, now we can go back to the library.
Hurry up, Junpei. We don't have time. Let's go.
All right, let's go. So that's why the other door was there and locked, which seemed useless before.
Because that's the way out. Cute.
You
found
it!
Shine get. We just got an achievement. Seek a way out again.
All right.
The door opened and they stumbled into the library.
How are we on the map, I guess? There's so much more. Wow.
That's a lot left for the ship sinking right the hell now.
Remember when we were getting toward the end and we're like, huh, it just seems like there's so many plot threads that haven't quite been tied up. How is it going to happen in one more chapter?
I'm glad it hid it from us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I am glad it hid it from us.
I think the shaking stopped.
Would seem so, but we are yet to be out of danger.
You're right. Let's hurry.
They ran across the hallway.
This exit needs the Uranus card, too.
Straight for the large metal door. Next to the door was the Uranus card reader.
Hey, Junpei. Yeah, I know.
They slid the key card through and the door rumbled open.
All right, it's open. Let's go.
Out of the library and into the hallway they ran. At the end of the hallway was a door. Junpei reached into his pocket to pull out the key as he ran toward it.
Okay, Neptune key. Let's see if you work.
He turned it.
Yes, I think it unlocked.
The lock clicked. As one, they shoved the door open and poured through it. In front of them was another great metal door. Above it was a metal plaque.
It says incinerator.
Oh, I hardly know her.
So this is the incinerator. This is the first time I've seen it from this side, but yeah, I think so.
Then there ought to be a lever near the door.
Yeah, right here.
Junpei ran up to it. Pull that lever and the door should open.
Got it.
As he spoke, he pulled the lever. The motor in the door groaned as it slowly ground open. There was no time to waste.
Let's go.
As soon as the door had opened far enough to admit them, all four dashed through. Then suddenly there before them were the four who they'd parted from earlier. Ace and Lotus stood in front of the number 9 door. Santa was curled into a ball against the wall of the incinerator, holding his stomach. And then there was June. She sat slumped against the wall, exhausted.
What the hell's going on?
Junpei ran toward June. He skidded to a stop in front of her and knelt down.
What's wrong? Are you okay?
Oh,
Her face was pale and her lips dry. When she spoke, he could barely hear her.
oh, Junpei. You came to get me.
Of course I did. I made a promise.
I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so glad.
She mumbled the same words over and over weakly. Junpei could feel his heart breaking.
Hey, what happened to you?
I'm fine. I just fainted. I wasn't feeling very good. I'm feeling a lot better now, though.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I just need to rest a little longer. I'm sure I'll be fine. You shouldn't worry about me.
She was looking toward Santa. Junpei turned to look as well.
Santa.
Santa grimaced, his face contorted in pain. Seven grabbed him by the collar and roared at him.
Hey, where is it? Where's the gun? You had it somewhere? Ugh,
Despite himself, a grunt of pain escaped Santa's lips as Seven shook him.
I don't have it. I got sucker punched and they took the gun. What? Who took it? What? Isn't that obvious?
I took the gun, pal. We wanted to reuse this CG one more time. You understand, right?
Ace.
He did indeed have the revolver in his hand. It was pressed against Lotus's temple.
Oh god fucking damn it. Why does this keep happening to me specifically?
Ace had her pinned to him with the other arm, and she was shaking visibly. Her fiery attitude was gone, replaced by fear. She didn't dare speak. There was sweat on her forehead, and when her eyes weren't flicking up to the gun pressed against her, they seemed desperately to want to say something.
Just what the hell do you think you're doing, Ace? Or maybe I ought to say Gentaro Hongo, CEO of Cradle Pharmaceuticals.
Seven's deep baritone rumble shook the walls. Ace sneered.
You got me at a disadvantage, pal, and I don't like that. You know me, but I don't know you. You have an idea how much I've suffered? Can you even begin to understand my pain?
The pain of prosopagnosia, right?
Junpei's voice was casual. At least it was trying to be.
Another irritating insect. And how do you know that, huh?
Good question.
Junpei couldn't say. He just knew. Another unexplainable mystery.
No matter, if you don't want to answer, it makes no difference to me. This is a waste of time anyway. It's time for me to go.
Behind Ace, Junpei could see the red. It was placed in the small indentation of the wall. Quickly, Ace placed his hand on the scanner.
First is 1. Give me a hand.
Ah! It beeped, and he forced Lotus's hand onto it as well.
8. And with this.
And then at last he reached into the pocket of his jacket. He pulled something out, then pressed it against the panel. The third asterisk appeared on the red.
9.
The thing he had used for the final verification was the bracelet with the number 9. The ninth.
The ninth man, Kubota's bracelet.
1 plus 8 plus 9 equals 18. 1 plus 8 equals 9.
I believe I won this game.
His smirk made Junpei's blood boil.
Had quite a time playing with you. I must thank Zero, I suppose.
Wait, what? Ace doesn't know who Zero is?
Junpei's eyes flicked towards Santa. He hadn't moved since they entered the room. Santa was still holding his stomach and groaning as if in immense pain. Junpei wasn't sure if it was real pain, but he wasn't sure it wasn't either.
What the hell are you planning, Santa?
Oh, at any rate, this game ends now. I will escape, and the rest of you will have a slightly less pleasant ending. I suggest you enjoy your final moments, eh? Goodbye.
Wait.
Ace, of course, paid no heed to Seven's request and laid hold of the lever on the red. With a sickening sense of finality, he pulled it.
What? What? Why isn't it opening? Ah!
Because he is not allowed to leave. Because remember, he's one of the ones that has to die.
Is that why there was that puzzle for getting the doors open with certain bracelets not allowed?
Yep.
Ah, one more time.
Lotus tried to take advantage of Ace's confusion and managed to twist herself out of his grasp, but...
Oh, god damn it!
At the last second, he grabbed hold of her wrist and shoved it onto the red.
Now open!
He waved the number 9 bracelet over the red and then his own bracelet as well. He pulled the lever a second time.
No! What is this? Why? The digital root should be 9. It has to be 9. Why isn't it opening?
Ace's fury and confusion had overridden all other thoughts. He sent down the revolver. It was just below the red.
Now.
Seven chose that moment to act. He moved far faster than a man of his bulk should have been able to, and he launched that bulk straight at Ace.
Ah!
It was over before they knew it.
Ugh!
In the blink of an eye, Ace was on the floor. He rolled onto his side, groaning in pain.
Ugh!
Ah! Lotus ran straight for Junpei. She darted around behind him and stuck her head out, making sure to keep Junpei between herself and Ace.
Oh, that was close. That was too close. Thank you, Seven.
Don't mention it.
Seven stood over Ace, his breathing slow and heavy.
Just one punch ain't enough for this piece of shit.
One punch!
After what he did 9 years ago, I ought to rip him to pieces. But if a suspect can't talk, they ain't much good. Once he's locked up in a cell, we're gonna have a little chat.
9 years ago? Oh, then you must be,
Yeah, you finally figured it out, dumbass.
Ugh. Ace planted his hands on the floor and shook his head. Junpei walked toward him. He stopped and looked down at Ace with pity on his face.
Ace. You killed Kubota, Nijisaki, and Musashido, didn't you?
wait, Nijisaki?
He peered at Junpei, genuinely confused.
Oh, right. You don't know yet. All right, we'll just go through them in order then.
How'd he kill Cap?
I don't know. Let's start off with Kubota. You talked to Kubota and managed to convince him to go into door 5 alone. You killed him without making it look like you killed him. The way I figure it, you had 4 motives. 1. In the nonary game, the number 9 is dangerous. Whoever had the 9 bracelet could join whatever team they wanted. Adding 9 to any number doesn't change the digital root.
1 plus 9 equals 10, 1 plus 0 equals 1. 2 plus 9 equals 11, 1 plus 1 equals 2.
Etc.
Etc., etc.
Which means that number 9 could do whatever they wanted. You wanted to remove that threat as soon as possible. 2. You wanted the number 9 bracelet for yourself, so that you could make use of its power. In fact, you did use it in the murder of Nijisaki. 3. Even if his number hadn't been 9, Kubota was a problem. He knew your past, he knew what had happened 9 years before. You needed to silence him before he told anyone. 4. But last and perhaps the most disturbing, you used Kubota as a test. You wanted to know how serious this nonary game was. Was it truly life or death or simply a harmless prank? You convinced him to break the rules so you could see what would happen. That was why you killed Kubota, but he was only the first. Next was Nijisaki. While everyone was off looking for the missing parts for the Reds, you ran into Nijisaki near the big hospital room. However, because of your prosopagnosia, you didn't realize he was Nijisaki, chiefly because when you met him, he was dressed like Snake. That was why you thought Nijisaki was Snake.
No, that's not. That was Nijisaki? How? Why? How did...
I'll get to that. Anyway, you thought he was Snake. Snake was one of the kids in your experiment 9 years ago. You remembered him because he was the blind kid, but his presence made you think. Snake was one of my subjects 9 years ago. He probably hates me, but if that's true, why isn't he saying anything? Is he keeping quiet because he can't see? Or perhaps he's working with Zero to get revenge on me? Whatever the reason, anyone who knows my past is a threat. Before he tries anything, I need to get rid of him. That was when you decided you had to kill him. The murder weapon was Kubota's bracelet. You just waved it over the red, verified your own number, and then grabbed Nijisaki's arm and forced it over the scanner panel. Then, when the door opened, you kicked him in. 9 seconds later, that door closed. And then 81 seconds passed, and poor Nijisaki was dead.
Then you mean to say Snake is still alive?
Well, sorry to disappoint you, good chap, but I'm as good as new.
Well... fuck.
Thank you for killing the wrong man, but I can't say I like knowing that you wanted me dead. Though to be honest, even if you hadn't tried to kill me, I would still hate you very, very much. Well, I wouldn't blame you.
Oh, well, I wouldn't blame you, I suppose.
Ace's self-derision was frustrating, but Junpei kept his emotions in check and continued.
Last but not least, let's talk about Musashido's death.
Yeah, I think we just kind of assumed he had been dead.
Yeah. When Clover and I were investigating the chart room, you came over to talk to me. Do you remember what you said?
Oh, a pocket watch. Might I take a look at that?
I handed it to you and you left the room. You had been in charge of the nonary project. Of course, you would have known the solution to every puzzle, which would mean that you also knew how to get out of the wheelhouse. All you had to do was place the watch in the indentation on the door to unlock it. With the door open, you could enter the captain's quarters. Musashido was there. Conveniently placed next to him was an axe that practically begged you to kill him with it. You picked up that axe and buried the blade deep in the other man's chest. One blow was all it took. Then you returned to the chart room as if nothing had happened.
How did he know to do that, though?
Oh, there's something I want to speak with you about, Junpei. Can you come with me for a moment?
I had no reason to say no, so I followed you to the wheelhouse. When we stopped inside, remember how you slipped your hand into my vest? You pulled out a piece of paper, the one I used to cheat during the vote, but that wasn't really what you were after. Your true purpose had been to slip the watch into my pocket. It wasn't a very good plan. It had way too many holes, and someone saying the wrong thing could have brought it all down around you. You must have been desperate. But what made you willing to risk it all to do it? Ace.
That was the only thing Junpei hadn't been able to figure out.
Musashido's murder is the only one I don't understand. You obviously did it, but why?
Because of this.
Slowly, Ace reached down and pulled something out of his pocket. It was a folded piece of paper.
What's with the paper?
Just read it.
Junpei took and opened it.
Let's see.
This was what it said.
Number 1, there are 2 ways you might survive this ordeal. The first is to win the nonary game. The second is for you to confess your sins of 9 years past. I have prepared a camera in the captain's quarters. The images captured by that camera will be streamed through a satellite and distributed across the world. Simply look into the camera and repent. Once you have confessed everything, I will release you from this ship. To make your confession more credible, I have left you a witness in the captain's quarters. Perhaps he will confess with you.
Okay, that clears that up then. Why? Because I was just like, I hadn't thought about it, because like, why would he just randomly go and do that? And here we go. That's good reason.
The decision is yours. Do as you please. 0.
I awoke in that room on D-Deck. I found that in my pocket. That was why I chose door 1 when we voted. Went through that door, I knew I could get to the captain's quarters. He said I knew how to enter the wheelhouse. My plan was to find the pocket watch before anyone else did. If I could, then my alibi would be set, right? At least that was the plan. Unfortunately for me, you got to it first. Sleight of hand was the best I could manage on short notice.
You meant to kill him from the beginning, then? Musashido, I mean.
I only knew Musashido was the witness after I reached the captain's quarters. I asked him and he answered. He seemed groggy. Perhaps he had only just woken up from sedation. Suppose Nijisaki was in much the same state. He seemed confused and disoriented when I encountered him. But yes, you are correct. I intended to kill him from the beginning, even though I didn't know who he was. Proceeded to get to the captain's quarters in order to remove this so-called witness.
Ace had confessed everything. What energy he had left with him with the truth. What energy he had left him with the truth. And he sagged on his knees. Although he had confessed, his sins were not forgiven. Junpei felt revulsion for the pathetic man on the floor near his feet, but in among the revulsion was a hint of pity. After all, Ace had not been the only person who murdered those 3 men. Junpei spoke quietly.
Ace, you've figured it out, haven't you? You were being manipulated.
Yes, so it would seem. It's a little more than a puppet, in many ways. Where I went, everything was already prepared. The Reds in the large hospital room were dismantled. Nijisaki was dressed like Snake. There was an axe at the captain's quarters. Musashido was delirious from the anesthetic, so he couldn't fight back. Nijisaki as well. I suspect I can't understand how I could have fallen into such a simple trap. But yes, this was a trap. It was Zero's trap, and I fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. I did everything he wanted me to.
Yeah. By manipulating you, Zero was able to kill 3 people and keep the blood off his own hands. All of this was revenge for what happened 9 years ago. That's why this nonary game happened. Am I right? Santa?
Junpei looked over at Santa. As Junpei spoke, he stood up, his legs still shaky.
Huh? What the hell are you talking about? I don't know any... ain't no point trying to play dumb anymore, Santa. Actually, I guess I should call you Aoi Kurashiki, huh?
Seven's face was sad as he spoke.
My memory came back to me, kid. You're Aoi Kurashiki, no doubt about it. Never thought I'd be back in this room talking to you. But hey, I guess this was all part of your plan, right? After all, the person who planned the nonary games this time around was Zero. And Zero's you. Looks like you really do have your memories back, huh?
Santa's smile was sarcastic and something else.
Well, I guess there's no point in hiding it then, huh? Yeah, you got me. I'm Aoi Kurashiki. I was one of the kids in the nonary game 9 years ago. I made it out, so did Snake over there. But there's one thing. No, I guess there's 2 things you got wrong. Number 1, I ain't Zero. What? Wait, what? Sure, I was helping Zero out, but I'm really more of an assistant, like a secretary.
And we know exactly why he would help Zero out.
But an assistant's only as an assistant. I didn't come up with all this. All I did was follow Zero's orders. Then, if you're not Zero, who is? Calm down there, Junpei. Didn't I say 2 things? You made one more mistake. Junpei, you just said all of this was revenge for what happened 9 years ago. That's why this nonary game happened. But that's not it. Revenge isn't the only purpose. There's another reason you guys were playing the nonary game. To save someone? Save someone? Right. You were brought here to help my sister, to save Akane. What the hell are you talking about?
Oh, so we were off base on this.
The Akane Kurashiki died 9 years ago in this room. I was there. I saw.
Suddenly, Seven froze. His eyes went wide as dinner plates and he spun around toward June. Junpei followed his gaze.
What?
She was gone. Where June had been, there was nothing.
What the hell? Where is she? Where's Akane Kurashiki?
Seven began to mumble to himself, a strange series of words strung together as if his mind wasn't functioning properly. His face was twisted with effort as though he were struggling with something they couldn't see. He gritted his teeth and pressed his hands against the sides of his head.
Oh, my head. It feels like it's gonna pop.
Seven, what the hell is going on?
I don't know. I swear to God, my head feels like it's about to explode.
From somewhere far away, they all heard a deep, heavy noise. It sounded like a tremendous wheel slowly beginning to turn. Santa seemed to have entered an almost trance-like state. His words were calm and measured.
What was the nonary project? I'm sure you know already, but I'll tell you one more time. It was a project designed to test a particular phenomenon. And what was that phenomenon? For 2 organisms to communicate with one another in the absence of physical contact. The morphogenetic field theory. Could human beings use these invisible fields to exchange information? That was what this experiment was conducted to determine. There were 2 separate locations. One was the Gigantic, and the other was a building in Nevada called Building Q. The 9 children trapped in Building Q were faced with numerous puzzles, copies of identical ones on the Gigantic. They were told to send their answers into the morphic field set and transmit them to their brothers and sisters on the Gigantic. The transmitters were put in Building Q, and the receivers were put on the Gigantic. Each sibling pair was supposed to be split up, but there was a mistake. Akane was a transmitter. She should have been in Building Q, however.
So that's why. Okay.
For some reason, she was placed on the Gigantic with the receivers like me. Perhaps she was mistaken for someone who was supposed to be in Group A. Whatever the case, Akane ended up on the Gigantic. I think I've told you enough. You get it, don't you? I'm pretty sure you know where this is going, Junpei. Where what is going? Don't play dumb. You know things you shouldn't, things you couldn't. How did you know Ace had prosopagnosia? How did you know why Ace wanted to kill Kubota and how Nijisaki was killed? Were you surprised when you found out Ace was Hongo? And what about the coffin Snake was trapped in? How the hell did you open it? That's,
The answer to that is easy. He knew, because I knew. Junpei was receiving information that I sent to him through the morphic field set. It's simple, really. How do I know the alternate futures, then?
Interesting.
Suddenly first-person narration is the scariest fucking thing. Imagine a river that splits in 2 like an upside-down Y. The river flows from the top to bottom like from a single stream into 2 branches. It only flows in one direction. It can never flow backward. Information is the same way. It moves from the past to the future, but never flows backward. So people at the river's source in the past will never know about those downstream in the future. People downstream will never know about one another either. Information only flows along the path of the river. But I am different. I can manipulate the morphic field set to pluck knowledge from the future. I know what happens on either fork of the river, even though the people on either fork know nothing about one another. Now, who am I? I am I, the 9th letter of the alphabet. But I am also 0. No, that's not true. I'm not really 0. Not yet. Perhaps you could say I am less than 0. 0 is my future. In 9 years, I will be 0. So this is...
Is this Akane in the past?
This is past Akane, then. Holy shit! What? What? Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I can't wait to find out more about that. Next time, I suppose.
Next time, indeed.
God damn it! I am miffed that we missed the angle where you know what? Because I assumed that they wouldn't have made a mistake like putting the siblings in the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's part of what. But yeah, fair play. All right, we'll see you all next time.
Peace.
Smash that like, comment and subscribe.
Junpei has been sent to a hole.
Oh, fuck.